So we employ all people that join. So please put up their microphones and use the chat box in case you have any questions, and you listen, pay attention carefully. So for a brief introduction about the person taking this webinar, it's Natip specializes in solution consulting, technical demonstrations, and a customer engagement. It works closely with the organization that help improve IT operations through unified monitoring and service management solution. So we, Casper, we are partners with Motadata, and please do well to listen to the webinar while Natip takes over. Thank you.
Very good morning. So please let me know once my screen is visible. I hope it's visible, correct? Okay. So let's begin with our webinar, right? So thanks for the carving out the time today. I am Naitik Piparia, Senior Pre-Sales Consultant at Motadata. Over the next 45 minutes, we are going to talk about something everyone you deals with. Either it is a day-to-day life, either it is a knock problem, either it is a managing the infra or the CIO level, just you need to sign it. But it's definitely some problem, which is a IT downtime. Why it cost more than a most organization think, and how bring the monitoring and the service management together in a one system to reduce this downtime and the cost. So let's say the agenda. Here is the shape of the next 45 minutes. We will start with the downtime problem itself, why it's more expensive than it looks. Then we will spend about 10 minutes on the observe ops, our monitoring solution regarding the observability side. From there, 30 minutes we are talking about the service ops, where what are the service management side and what are the incident problem change and asset related connect problems will help to identify the issue and will help to reduce the cost. Then part I am most of the excited walk through is a unified advantage, how these two side actually talk to each other, what they looks like in the incident, and how they communicate and how they reduce the time. So without any delay, let's start with why this matter. So Gartner puts average cost of IT downtime at more than $500,000 per hour. Please make sure that it's per hour, not per minute. IDC research shows that 76% of the organization report multiply outage in the given year. This isn't the rate once a year fire, right? If we further drill down, it's recurring tax on the business. Furthermore, the Forrester found 70% of the incident trace back to the poor change management, meaning most of this pain itself indicate not some untreated and the internal events. For everyone, one of this call who has to define the IT budget to the board, more than 5,000 a minute number is a one to remember. It refines the monitoring and the ITSM solution spend of the cost center to the infrastructure policy within the measurable payout. Do the quick math in your head. What does your last major outage minute count multiply out? All that number, we will come back to that ROI section in the later stage. Moving forward, why does downtime happens? So, if 70% of this preventable, why does it keep happening? Why some 5 recurring root cause across the almost every environment we walk into it? One of it is a blind spot. So blind spot is a terminology where we didn't know what actually happened. Blind spot terms find out about the problems when the user call the help desk, not because the system caught it first, not proactive alerting, not anomaly detection, it's a reactive. Second is a slow incident resolution. So basically, manual triggers, silo terms, misleading, missing contacts, what should take minutes stretch into the hours because nobody has the full picture of in a one place. Everything is scattered. Third is the infrastructure spawn. So in the nowadays, all the infrastructure either it is a hybrid or either it is on cloud. So most of the hybrid infrastructure, some components are in the local or the database, some components are on the uh, cloud, right? So both require the different type of the solution. Both require the different type of the monitoring tools. All managed through the six or more the disconnected tools, each with its own login, its own dashboard, and its own blind spot. If we talk about the fourth pillar, fourth issue, fourth root cause, it's the uncontrolled change management. Change get pushed without proper risk analysis, risk assessment, and they cascade into the failure across the environment that had nothing to do with the original change. This is the main problem. Fifth is a siloed monitoring and ITSM data. So someone has a monitoring solution, someone has an ITSM solution. They work for the different tools, but all are in silos, right? So this is the one that ties other four together. You observe the data, you service management data live in the complete separate system that never talks to each other. So even when you do the catch something, turning that catch into the resolution, it is a still manual, human driven and hands on. I guess at least two or three, this just describe your environment. That's normal. That's every environment we walk into it. Keep that list into the back on your mind because everything we show you for the next 40 minutes, it's built answer exactly this five. Let the bottom bar line. Okay. So Motadata observe ops, the service ops address everything on a one single together. So Motadata observe ops. Let's start with the this particular slide. Observe ops inline. It's not only tool to network monitoring. It's not only tool for the infrastructure monitoring. It's not only tool to monitor only application, but it's a full stack observability tool where observe ops cover all six pillars. Either it is an infrastructure monitoring, either it is a network configuration, log management, flow, application, and real user monitoring. So how it will help? In the single tool, if you have a complete picture, what's happened in your network using the infrastructure monitoring, either it is a server side, either it is a network device side, or either it is a any component or any database related activity that can be part of your infra. Let's suppose the monitoring tool monitoring all the activities. Now, those are the infrastructure level. It will go to the network level. So single tool also give the network configuration and the change management where entire change, entire configuration, entire backups, everything related to the network equipment can be monitored, log, generate the alert, and you can also restore it. Moving to third pillar, which is a log management, right? So log management, it's not simple though whatever the activity has been happened and the forwarded to the system. No, it is a bifurcate in the different section, like the what type of the log, what actually log want to say it, what is the impact of that particular log to which environment and which component. Those kind of the analytics you will get from the here. If we move forward, which is a flow analytics. So every organization, every business are running on the humans. So whatever the humans do, the activity, all the traffic in terms of the in traffic, in terms of out traffic, go through the infrastructure, go to the network, and go to the internet. So if we monitor that, what are the user, what type of the user, what kind of the application, what kind of the in and out traffic has been gone in your network, then you will get the complete visibility of the user level or traffic level, network level, and the infrastructure level. Now, these are part of the monitoring. Once we talk about the full stack observability or the observe ops, where application performance and real user monitoring comes into the picture. So what are the application performance monitoring and the real user monitoring? Let's suppose any application, either it is a Java application, either it is a .NET, either it is a web application, either it is a mobile application. Any application has been worked on specific type of the programming language, and that programming language generate the traces. That traces identify that okay, this kind of activity has been occurred, and this kind of the correlation between this particular application to the database, this particular application to the host, this particular application to the different application has been occurred. Now if we monitor that kind of the context, we will get that okay, how my application is working, what are the health check of that particular application. If it is a slow responding, when the user get hide, with which time duration it is a peak performance, what are the transaction level inside, all kind of the details will capture using the application performance monitoring. Now next step will be the real user monitoring. So application doing their work, application are doing or monitoring all the application level details, but what about the user, how user or end customer are interact with that particular application, and what are the uh, you can say the pains, what are the clicks, what are the benefits, what are the navigation has been occurred by that particular user, that can be also monitored. So if we monitor this six pillar, then entire infrastructure, entire application, entire business can be monitored. So these are the main six pillar which is full in the single solution, which is a Motadata Observe Ops. So Motadata Observe Ops monitor all the details, either it is a application level details, either it is a user level details, either it is a employee which is a interacting with the application and do the network flows, do the some activities. That kind insight we also monitor it. What kind of the application and the user has been done, those kind of the activities we can also monitor using the log. What are the impact on the network and what are the impact on the infrastructure level, that is part of the monitoring in the single solution, which is the Motadata Observe Ops. So three things that matter the most: 360-degree visibility across your whole state, anomaly detection that flag issue before the user even notice, and correlate alerting that cuts noise by 80%. Okay, let's move forward. What are the platform capability in terms of the different pillars which we have discussed? Let's go one deep level into the sixth module, because I wanted to focus meaning the remaining the same system day to day to see exact what under the hood. So once we talk about the infrastructure monitoring, everything related to infra, either it is a server, VMs, containers, all the things will be part of the infra can be monitored, either it is a on-premise, cloud, hybrid infrastructure. Now, more than 2000 out-of-box metric templates is already incorporated in the Observe Ops, where customer or the user can directly ready to use. They don't have to do anything. So you generate value day one, not spending the first quarter building the dashboard from the scratch. Dynamic threshold and anomaly alert, so you are not stuck within the static threshold and the either cry wolf constantly on the miss real problems. Pillar number two, which is a network configuration and the compliance or change management. Multi-vendor device configuration backup, real-time change detections with the drift, compliance policy enforcement, and the rollback of the difference. If someone push the configuration change at 2 a.m. that breaks something, you can see the exact what change happened and you can directly roll back or revert it. You also get the notification as well. You also get the alert as well. Once we talk about the long management, the centralized ingestion from the multiple sources. Source can be anything. Either it is a network device, either it is an infrastructure device, either it is an application. Source can be anything. Full stack search along with the correlated scale and the security anomaly detection backend with the vault. Fourth pillar, which is our flow analysis. The flow analysis, whatever user done, user in the sense of the employee or the part of the organization, whatever the activity has been done by the system, done by the user, all can be analyzed in terms of the network flow. Either it is a net flow, J flow. What are the top talkers? Source to destination talkers, application visibility, bandwidth utilizations, DDoS attack, and the traffic detection. All things can be done in the flow analysis. In the application performance, distributed end-to-end tracing. So this is not only one application. Your application might be deployed on the single server. Your application might be deployed on the multiple server. It may be deployed based on the instances. It may be use the microservices. So any type of the distributed application tracing can be done. We also provide the service dependency auto mapping, where entire talk, application to application, service to application, can be done automatically. We also provide the error rating along with the latency monitoring to easy to troubleshoot what application and the error performance has been given. So real user monitoring is mentioned. Actual user session tracking, page load, con web vitals, scoring, geo-based performance, heat map, error role play, error reply, and the full user journey monitoring. So anything user has been done on that particular website, everything can be tracked. User click on this particular time duration on this page, then after user move on to this page. Once the user move on to single second page, what is the page load time? What are the correlated metrics? What are the geographic based performance of that particular application on the international or the national wide? Right, everything can be done in the single real user monitoring. Here is the key measure I want to land you. This is not a 6 tool bottled together. NCCM alert for the configuration change can auto correlate with the APM tracing, degraded the performance, and log spike from the same windows, and you see all three connected in a one dashboard. That correlated is what turns 40 disconnected alerting into the one meaningful single alert. Now, what does actually delivered once it deployed? You can say that the four numbers: 80% reduction in alert noise. So in the single tool, you don't have to worry about the different alerts. Alert correlated give you the reduction of the 80% noise. So you can directly identify, okay, these are the actual alert from the noise. 60% faster mean time to detect compared to the fragmented multi-vendor stack. So this is a platform is a vendor agnostics, right? Any type of the vendor can be onboarded as part of the infra network, APM, and that can be done, and that reduce that use the 60% mean time to detect. 40% lower tool TCO, because you are consolidated what used to be 4, 5, 6 separate license into the one platform, and 3x more visibility across your IT infrastructure through the single pane of glass. And this is not just a vendor claim. Here, direct quote of the most customer: after deploying the ObserveOps, our NOC team reduced the alert storm indicate by 78%. Our on call engineer get meaningful correlated alerts. not hundreds of the individual notification. That's the difference between the page that goes up to the 200 times night and one goes off to the twice, both times, for the something that actually matters. If you are currently juggling a stack like a, say, one tool for the infra, other for the APM, third for the log, maybe SolarWind, Manage Engine, or other any other tool, holding down infrastructure and something else entirely for your application performance. Every one of these ingestion point is a place where correlated breaks down and someone has manually connected the dots. That manually correlated is a 45 minutes of the targeted problem we are going to show you in a few minutes. Hold on that 40% of the total TCO number. It will directly feed you into the ROI section in the next. Now, let's flip the other half of the story, which is a service ops. If observe ops is about the seeing the problem, service ops is a resolving them faster without losing the context along the way. In the one line, resolve faster, prevent repetitive incidents, and empowered end user. So Service Ops is a fully ITIL aligned platform covered incident management, problem, change management, along with that IT asset management and the CMDB, page management specifically for the most ITSM tool treat page as a bolt on or the completely separate product. Along with that, AI service desk, which is a AI powered, help you to reduce the time on respective tickets, respective troubleshooting. Along with that, endpoint management, where deployment of the OS, identify the vulnerabilities, can be also included in the single platform. So 6 module end to end across the LTI lifecycle. So let's talk about the incident and the problem management, right? So as you know that auto categorizations and the priority scoring, major incident handling, root cause analysis, workflows, and SLA tracking within a escalation rule built in. Change and the release management, this is the risk aside change advisory board, not a rubber stamp. Automatic approval workflow, rollback planning built in for the start, and change impact visualization so you can see what blast radius of the change before you can approve it, not after the break something. IT asset and the CMDB, agent and agentless discovery, along with that software license management, asset lifecycle, dependency of the different modules, correlation, CI relationship mapping, so your CMDB actually reflect reality instead of going state 6 months after the go live. Patch management, multi OS, either it is a Windows, Linux, Mac, vulnerability to the patch mapping, page compliance and dashboard, schedule and maintenance of the Windows control. Now, once we talk about the AI service desk, it's a NTL based ticketing classification and a routing suggesting resolution pulling straight from your knowledge base, chat from the self-service portal, identify the sentiment analysis, enhancement of the solution. Everything will be part of the AI service desk management. With the endpoint management, it includes the OS deployment and the vulnerability to identify the vulnerabilities, and based on that, we can utilize the patch management to fix those vulnerabilities. It's totally correlated. Here is the differentiator. I want to underline that twice because service ops and observe ops share the same platform. CMDB auto populate directly from the observe ops discovery data. You are not manually maintaining two separate asset inventory that drift apart from the each other. And a vulnerability alert from the observe ops can auto trigger the ticket on the service ops side. And Accordingly, all the modules are correlated, so you can directly utilize the different modules to resolve that particular issue. Number wise, here what service ops delivered once it's live: 45%. So I would like to give you the some brief regarding the all the incident, all the modules and capabilities, right? So incident, problem, change, as you know, that auto correlation, major incident, SLA tracking, that will be the part. For the change and release management, risk assessment, advisory board, automation, that will be the part. In the IT asset and the CMDB management, asset discovery, either it is agent based, agentless, software license management, asset life cycle, how many asset has been utilized, how many asset in the which state, allocation status, and everything will be the part of the IT asset management. Along with that, patch management and AI service desk, which I already informed. Now, if we talk about the service ops core capability, it is not provide only ITSM solution. It is provide ITSM along with ITAM and the patch management solution. In top of that, AI powered service desk. So everything will be part and the combine of the service desk, service ops solution. So moving forward, the number wise here, what service ops deliver when it's live. The 45% reduction in MTTR, faster incident closure, and this is the headline start from the whole section. 30% fewer L1 tickets thanks to the self-service portal and AI-powered deflection. 99.5% SLA compliance with the proactive alerting before and after breach action, not scramble after the action or the SLA has been breached. And 50% less time spent on a asset audit because asset data is accurate, current, instead of the spreadsheet somebody update twice a year. Look at that flow at the bottom of the slide. At the bottom of the slide, you can see here that the incident life cycle inside the service ops, right? So in the observe ops, alert has been triggered. That alert is converted into the ticket, which is a part of the service ops. AI trio and a route has been happened. Resolution found using the updated KBs, updated knowledge, using the AI solution, root cause analysis, and it goes on to the closure and the load state. So from the alert to closure, everything is auto correlated. Moving forward, everything up to this point has been observe ops and the service ops described separately. This slide is where they actually connected, and this is the single most important idea in the whole presentation. So bear with me for the 5 minutes. Here is what happened when the two platforms are unified instead of the separate. Observe ops detect and surface infrastructure anomaly on the on-premise or the cloud, application latency, trace through APM, network configuration drift code by the NCCM, log error pattern, traffic spike from the flow analysis, or the degraded user session from the RUM. But here is the part that matter. Observe doesn't just fire off the alert into the void. It sends the context reach event directly into the service ops. And the service ops responds to the resolution. Auto created ticket with the full CI context already attached. Not a break ticket someone has to fill in the hand by the hand. It's smart route to the right team automatically. Start SLA timer immediately. Update the CI and logs change record. Generate the post incident report automatically at the end. For the engineers in the room, this means when you open the ticket, you are not starting from the zero. You already have the assets, it's died, recent change has been made, the correlated alerts and the leads often suggestion fix as well before you type the single word. For the leaders in the room, this is where no manual hands off stop being a slogan and become a measurable MTTR numbers. Every human hands off between the something broke and something fix is placed where the times lake out. This is the architecture remove the that lake. This is also single biggest gap in the typical point solution stack. If your monitoring tool is one vendor, your ITSM tool is another, even good one, the best you usually get in a webhook or the generic integration that pass alert as a plain text to the ticket. No CI context, no risk core, no auto routing. Someone still has to transmit the alert into something actionable. That transmit step is exactly what disappear here. The result incident are auto resolved, routed in minutes, no hours, with no manual hands off. Let's make this concern with the real scenario. So let's walk through the real world problem, a payment gateway outage, and the compare traditional approach alongside against the unified Motadata approach step by step. Without Motadata, one user report the checkout failure by email or phone. That's your first signal. Frustrated customer, not system. 2. Ticket gets created manually without no CI context attached. 3. One call engineer has no log into the 5 different tools just to start investigation. 4. Root cause is found after 45 minutes of manual trigger. 5. Change get made without the proper risk assessment and it causes a regression on the top of the original problem. 6. 2.5 hour revenue lost more than XXX amount. Now with metadata, 1. Observers detect the database latency spike moment it crosses the threshold before single customer complaint comes into it. 2. Service ops auto create the P1 ticket with the full context already attached. 3. AI surface suggest fix from the knowledge base, past history from the database. 4. Root cause identify under the 5 minutes. 5th. Change is raised in service ops with automatic risk score approved under the 10 minutes because the risk assessment is already done. 6th, total downtime 22 minutes, saving the manual approach roughly the XXX amount. 2.5 hour versus 22 minutes. Some outage, some root cause. The only difference is whether monitoring and service management are one system or two. For any BFSI, e-commerce, any large enterprise on this call, I don't need to tell you what payment outage cost you beyond the dollar figure. It is true, it is trust. This scenario is deliberately from that word, but the pattern is indicated whether the claim system, patent portals, or manufacturing lying along the down. If you want the version specific to your industry, flag it in the question and answer, and I will walk through you as well. Let's put dollar figure all of this. This is the char index cost at 100 as the baseline. Metadata against the what same cost look like with the Motadata in the place. Tooling cost drop from 100 to 60, MTTR cost drop from 85 to 47, manual labor drops from 19 to 55, compliance risk drop for 70 to 30, and asset wastage drop for 75 to 38. Roll that up into the four number, the 40% tool consolidation, replacing 4 to 6 point tools with one platform, which is a 45% MTTR reduction, 39% labor saving, in less manual work per incident and the typical paycheck period under the 9 month. Remember that 5,000 per minute number from that start in the session. This is where it comes back. Sub 9 month paycheck isn't a market number. It is what happen when you multiply minutes saved by the downtime cost month over a month. 5 things I would like to walk away with today. I am going through this little slower than the rest of the day because this is are the sound bit you will actually repeat in your next conversation with your employees, with your colleagues, with your manager, or with your CIO or CTO. One, downtime is a preventable. Yes, with proactive AI-based monitoring from the observe ops, you catch anomaly before user feel the impact. Two, silos kill the response speed. When the monitoring and the ITSM are unified, MTTR drops by up to the 45% with no manual hands-on on the context loose. 3. One platform full life cycle. From the infrastructure monitoring to the asset management to the service desk, Motadata covers in a one vendor, not six. 5. ROI is measurable and faster. Most customers see positive ROI within a 9 month throughout the tool consolidation and that reduce the incident cost. Of these five, one probably resonate more than others based on what you're actually keeping up to right now. Hold on that. I will ask for show of hand or reaction the question answer. Your next step. So where do you get from here? Three ways to take this further. One, book one-on-one discovery call. Tell us about your infrastructure, your specific pain points. We will map Motadata to your actual use case, not generic demo. Two, request for POC or trial. Hands-on hands-on evolution in your own environment. Most teams see real, measurable within 13 days. 3. Download the resources. Datasheet, competitive comparison, ROI solutions, brief, observe ops, and service ops is already available in our motadata.com site, or you can directly reach out to the Casper Technology or the Motadata team. So this is conclusion of what we have started and how we resolve it, which is the reducing the IT downtime and the cost by using the Motadata observe ops and the service ops, and how we reduce it. I will explain everything in here. So now the question answer time. So if you have any questions, then please let me know so I can answer your question accordingly.
Oh, a customer has a question. You You can ask your question now. Okay. Mr. Austin, you can ask your question.
I'm sorry, I joined a little late. I didn't catch the intro and a greater part of the discussion, but a few minutes I spent, I think I like what I heard. I wanted to ask, ISTM, other than that, can this monitor like a radio network? If I have radio links everywhere, can I use this to monitor it like PRTG? Thank you.
Radio network, it's a totally different from the IT infra, right? So our tool is capable to monitor the radio type of the devices, but what extent you want to monitor, because this is the enterprise level solution for the infrastructure, application, and the network. Now if you want to monitor entire radio related uh, KPIs and technology, they have a separate tools. So definitely we can monitor the radio related KPIs, but if you want to extend radio network signal level monitoring, then this tool is not suitable for that environment.
Then can I have a one-on-one call with you at a convenient time for you?
Definitely, you can reach out to the Casper Technology or the Motadata team, right? And then they will arrange the call one on one. And that call, we understand your requirement, your pain points, and how our tool can mitigate if it is possible.
That's okay. Thank you.
Also, please, you can scan the QR code so that you can give us a feedback or book a one-on-one section with us. Thank you to everyone that joined this section. I hope it was an impactful one to everyone.